All right, chat. Shit has happened. Stuff has been happening over the weekend. I have been gone for, over like I said, I'm always gone for like 3 days, right? Since I only stream through Sundays through Wednesdays, of course, on Twitch, on twitch.tv, but and I'm usually off Thursdays through Saturdays. Shit has happened. Shit has freaking happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a Google Docie. No siree. Emeru has come out with some very insane allegations towards Mizkif. Of course, I'm saying allegations so I don't get sued or anything like that. But shit has hit the fan, honestly. I have been away working on the video that that a lot of people should probably watch personally, because I want people to notice that a certain artist or so harassed another artist off the internet. But this is pretty crazy. I'll be honest with you. You have to say allegedly because you do not want to get sued by these people. Okay, all right. Do you think I have money to defend myself if this person comes after me? All right. You have to understand it on a content perspective, okay? You always got to say allegedly, always. Allegations and everything, so. Anyways, at the end of the day, we are going to see what has been happening. I know a little bit about this, but I don't know too much about this, so. But, honestly, I haven't heard about Mizkif until, like, just recently. I think I probably maybe learned about him, about the incident where he was in Japan and he was hanging off a sakura tree, which I think personally that's probably where I started learning about him. And that's kind of like the gist of it. So I don't really know much about this guy, but all I've heard is that like he I guess he was like he hates it that because he was dating Emeru. And I guess like he has a tendency of being like a very chaotic, I guess somewhat violent person or so if someone else has more viewers than him, which is such a weird thing. It's like literally like it's like we're having this issue or so where people just have issues because their numbers go downwards, I guess, like a little bit, or like someone else has more viewers than them, I guess. It's just kind of like I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. So anyways, let's go take a look, shall we?
Okay, so a bombshell just dropped. Emeru, the YouTuber, the Twitch streamer, the cosplayer.
Brother in Christ, there was an era on YouTube and like not through you not at YouTube though, but like the era of like content creating where literally people were just clout farming from each other. They would just use each other for clout. And that's it. That's why a lot of certain content creators don't like to do collabs or anything like that, because they think they're after them for clout, which makes sense. It's completely understandable that they're like that. They're a little bit more wary or so of collabing with other people because of the whole clout shit chasing. That shit was that was an error or so, because a lot of my because I have certain friends or so who were YouTubers, right? They made content and everything, right? They're not content creators anymore, but they have become, I guess you can say, like, I guess cold maybe might be the word. I guess like cold towards these content creators specifically. Some of them, not all of them, right? Because they were just a bunch of clout chasing people, because once they got the clout from them, they don't need them anymore. They stop talking to them, they start ghosting them, and they start going for someone else who's bigger than them once they pass that specific people below them. And then that's how they rise up to get, quote unquote popular. What's your favorite color? I have a mixture of different favorite colors.
Just a few hours ago, went live and exposed a Twitch streamer, Mizkif, and accused them of some pretty serious stuff involving SA, mental and physical abuse, among other things. Now, when it comes to stuff like this, I want to be as respectful. It is a pretty serious situation. This whole month,
yeah, this is a pretty
for Twitch,
yeah,
especially when it comes to Emeru. I mean, just everything that she's been going through as of late. The tweet says Emeru accuses Mizkif of SA.
I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot.
Jesus.
He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But
makes sense.
I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot.
Okay.
And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And, I screamed.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, alright. Well, I wasn't really expecting, I wasn't expecting that shit, to be honest. Holy fuck. I'm like, the girl she's crying. I'm like, it's fine to hold her to make her feel better, but to fucking, like, go down in her pants is like, whoa, dude, that's a little bit too far, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. And when I
What?
screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And, instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Jesus. Oh my god, dude. That is pretty far. I'm not gonna lie. If you're not in a relationship with this person, I'm like, damn, that's crazy, to be honest. Cause she said like they haven't talked to each other in a while, you know?
Without, checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us.
Hey,
or,
Dubstep.
like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
You know, Mizkif.
Damn, dude, she's an insanely nice person herself, trying to like not cause a scene or anything like that. That's kind of wild to me, because for me personally, I probably would have called that out immediately.
I never liked him. Made my few videos on the guy. It's like that.
Yeah,
meme
I've never.
that says when
yeah.
that YouTuber you don't like finally has their downfall. First of all, you know, extremely brave of Emeru to come out and say this. The difference here between a random.
Wait, do you think the reason why he's like this or so is because, like, well, number one, well, we all know this for a fact, right? That the Clout definitely got to his head, right? But nobody was there to keep him in place, right? No one was there to check on him or like keep him in line, basically. You know, you think that probably got towards his head or so? He probably got like a massive ego and stuff like that to kind of like, you know.
Assault allegation from a random person. Allegation from a well-established popular streamer.
He should have taken a break a long time ago, to be honest.
I'm not saying this happens all the time, but when there's false allegations from a woman towards a celebrity, influencer, whatever it might be, they're looking to get money out of it. They're looking for exposure, they're looking for money, they're looking for fame, they're looking for clout.
Yeah.
And the thing with Emeru here is that she doesn't need any of that. Like, what is there to gain from this? Because there's people that will be like, she's just doing this for clout. She's just doing this for attention, whatever it might be, right? Just think about it for like 2 seconds, dude. What does Emeru gain with this? If anything, this is a lose situation. That is why I am inclined to believe
Really, the Goblin Lord did a call to action that all content creators should call him out on this. Yeah, the clip of him with Maya talking about their CCV and an indicator. CCV.
More than I would normally. She has more to lose here by coming out and speaking about this than to win here. She doesn't have money to win. She's already rich. Clout, she has it. Followers, she has it. Money, she has it. It's like she has nothing to gain from this. Who cares if it starts drama? This is your life. You gotta set your priorities straight, and no one should be silenced when it comes to this kind of stuff. Now, it kind of does sound like he immediately regretted forcing his hand down her pants. I don't know, man. Like, just
It's still
taking
weird,
advantage of
though.
a girl that's crying and the girl that's trusting you with this information, and your first thought is, yeah, I might just shove my hand down your pants while you're crying. What? If this does turn out to be true,
That's what I've been hearing. The man, I wouldn't say the man is insecure. I think the man is just a little bit more clout hungry because he wants to have more viewers. I think I saw I think it was the clip or so from Asmongold where it was during a Rust stream where he like banged the door or slammed the door or something like that, and showed that like Mizkif like at the very beginning had like a lot of viewers compared to Emeru. But then after a while or so, Emeru surpassed him in viewership, and then he had like less viewers, and his like demeanor completely changed from like super happy to completely like just completely just like that.
I can't imagine any situation where a friend of mine is crying. I'm just like, yeah, that's sad. Wanna fuck? It's like, bro does not live in reality if that is indeed what went down and what.
That's crazy to be using suicide as an excuse for like just to have little viewers, you know? Just, I'm like, it's not that fucking crazy, bro. It's like, it's not whatever. I can personally never understand, you know?
Captain. It's fucking disgusting. I can't imagine doing that. I'm Mizkif and I'm horny.
I'm
while
tired of
girls
people
are
using
crying.
suicide as an
Yeah,
excuse.
that's me.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily.
That's wild.
He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him,
What?
you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always...
I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't throw my phone unless like they ask me, hey, can you throw the phone at me? I wouldn't do it like overhand. I do it underhand, you know? That's pretty much it.
You know, was like, oh, it's an accident, and I was like, oh yeah.
And once again, if this is true, this is assault, all right? This is abuse.
Yeah.
This is a toxic relationship. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were dating at the time on the low key. In my opinion, at the first sign of someone laying their hands on you, that's when you should totally cut them off and be like,
Yeah.
yep. You know, that's it. This is as far as we go. That goes for both men and women. I can't imagine ever disagreeing with the
I haven't
girl that
seen
I'm
it completely,
dating
but I have
and
seen like
throwing
some of
a
the
phone at
shorts
her.
or
No matter how you
so.
flip it, this sounds...
Apparently, he like was basically saying that like he got assaulted by like her throwing plushies at him or something like that.
It's like an
Right.
extremely abusive,
Right,
and
it's the
toxic
same thing, you know,
relationship.
getting
That
thrown
is
a
what I'm
phone
getting
at
from
you,
the
you know?
information we have now.
And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I waited, or I'm gonna KMS. I waited.
The suck must have been
so
good
long
or
for this,
or so,
etc.
you know?
And basically he was upset because I had higher viewership than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him. And like I said, this is during an event, so there were drops. Like, everyone knows when there's drops, like, it's not even fucking real. But, yeah, he starts messaging me, he's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's, like, wondering where you are. But, yeah, he ended his stream. And then, I'm still live, you know, trying to act like nothing's wrong.
Threatening to kill yourself just because someone has more viewers than you is so fucking cringe, dude. How old is Mizkif? He's 30 years old, threatening to kill himself.
Wait, this guy's 30 years old? Are you serious? Man, he's 30 years old and acting like this? Oh my, that's
Threatening to kill
crazy.
yourself just because someone has more viewers than you is so fucking cringe, dude. How old
It
is
is.
Mizkif? He's 30.
He's 30. Born in 1995. God lord, dude. Honestly. I thought he was 40. That'd be even more bad or so if he was 40 years old, to be honest. Bro is baldy from all the stress. I guess so. You know, he does have that big forehead at the end of the day. But honestly, that's kind of wild to see that. 30-year-old.
30 years old, threatening to kill himself because someone got more views than him. I would expect this from a 12-year-old. I would expect this from a 14-year-old that just finished listening to Juice WRLD's All Girls Are the Same after he ended his 1-week relationship and he thinks it's the end of the world. But this coming from a 30-year-old man is really fucking pathetic. Like, if I'm ever in a situation where someone is threatening to kill themselves because I got more viewers than them, I'll text them, make sure you do a backflip while you're at it. Because these fucking people are always baiting their suicide because they want attention. All right, that's the truth. And on top of that,
true.
Why would you be upset that your girlfriend or even friend?
But you want to know something? Like, I've never seen like any of Mizkif's like stuff or so. The only thing that I know Mizkif of, it was during the Sakura tree incident in Japan, and then also the VTuber card pack opening where we saw the clip or so of how he ripped the card or something. Like, the way how he just kind of like, it's just like the vibe that he gives. Like, his vibe is like just way too chaotic for my personal taste. And not chaotic as in like in a good way, chaotic as in like in a bad way. You know, he gave me that specific vibe. I think the other time that I remember from Mizkif or so was like, I guess like him and apparently he was like gambling or so in I think in Vegas or something like that. I have no fucking idea. It really does give me that impression that he does have like that entitlement kind of attitude. You know, he really does. He does give me that that specific attitude. I don't know. It's just the vibe that he gave off was just, it just didn't fit right with me, to be honest, from those specific, like, you know, from those clips.
Why would you be mad at them for doing well for themselves? When you're doing well for yourself too, you're a multimillionaire. At that point, who the fuck cares? Once again, this is a fucking 30-year-old man allegedly threatened to KYS because he has lower viewership than Imaru. At that point, I would have just texted him, okay, all right, do it. I don't care at that point. Dude, you're way too old for this shit.
And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised.
I've heard of him just recently anyways, like this year or last year.
Stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, he does give me like a jackass vibe. Like, you know what he reminds me of? He probably you know what? He reminds me of that one person, like he would be in school or so copying other people's work and everything like that. Like, he'd be that type of like student, right? But then if you're smart enough, right? Because that's how I was or so. I was a smart individual back then. I would give them the wrong answer, and then when they give me back the homework and everything like that, I'd change all the answers for it to be the correct one. So then when they get their graded back or so, their homework or stuff like that, whatever, back to them, they don't get like a really good grade, and then they leave me alone or so because they think I'm not that smart. So that's what he kind of reminds me of. He gives me that like specific like kind of like douchey vibe that he thinks he's all that, but he's really not all that. And just kind of like, you know, he kind of gives me like, he's part of like the popular kids, right? Like he's part of like the popular kids, but like at the same time he's not that very smart individual. He just kind of uses other people for leverage to get where he wants to be in life.
Yeah, there's more things
that's what it kind of gives me. That's the vibe that he kind of gives me personally.
This is the last time I ever have to talk about it. I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding this anymore. It's out there.
I mean, at that point, if Mizkif sues, instead of speaking out, showing receipts, or replying, or being like, no, she's lying, or yeah, she's telling the truth, I am a piece of shit. Like, at that point, if you hit Imaru with a lawsuit, it would be a pretty bad look. I think the right move would be to respond and either own up to your mistakes, or be like, no, she is lying, and here's the truth. Even
that is very
Gold
true.
Jumped on this.
It always was bad vibes. I mean, I you know, in a way, like, there's a part of me that feels kind of responsible in a way, because,
Oh?
like, I wish I had just known more. If I was able to just know more and be more assertive and, you know, everything. But at the end of the day, I mean, I can't really
Hold on to
fucking know
that.
everything. And I don't think anybody thought it was as bad as it was. And I apologize for, you know, platforming Miz to the extent that I did. It was a mistake. I didn't know it at the time, but it was a
Wow.
mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I normally joke a lot and I
Yeah.
try to keep it lighthearted, but I mean, I don't really feel comfortable with coming on here and making jokes when it comes to a serious situation
Yeah.
like this. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a time and place to fuck around, be silly,
Mhm.
act a little silly, right? I
Yeah.
think it's incredibly brave to come out and speak out. Again, someone with power like Mizkif. All right, guys, it's Sense from the future here.
You know, it's kind of funny or so because it kind of proves that, like, you know, you guys make certain people famous who shouldn't be famous. Well, internet famous, anyways. You guys make, at the end of the day, you guys have the power to make certain people famous.
As I was editing this video, Mizkif went live and he shared his response.
Oh!
I saw the full 35, 38-minute response. I thought it was a very interesting reply. He did confirm that Emeru and him were dating for approximately 3
Who's
years.
we?
I think my biggest takeaway
I'm talking
from
about the human race.
his live stream and his low-key kind of bad response, I don't think it was the right idea to immediately hop on stream and talk about the situation.
Emeru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible, and my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
Now, if this is indeed the truth, and the rabbits were, you know, according to Mizkif, they were abused because they were just forgotten, right? No one cared about them, no one took care of them. Emeru completely left them to literally die, you know, according
That's
to Mizkif.
crazy.
If that's the truth, I think that's horrible. I think that is disgusting. But at the
Yeah,
same
at the
time,
moment it's a he said, she said kind of situation. There's no proof at the end of the day.
it's like, so you knew this quote unquote abuse was going on,
Yeah.
but you refused to do anything
Yeah.
about it. Like, you didn't report this to the authorities. I mean, this is just blackmail at this point. I'm gonna hold this information over you until I can use it against you to destroy you or to take you down.
Yeah,
or when
pretty
you expose
much.
me. Dude, I don't care if I'm in good terms with someone if I'm seeing that they're shocking their dog or killing their rabbits because she forgot about them and she's not taking care of them, allegedly. This is such a bad response. Like, oh yeah, you know, I might
Yeah.
be a sexual assaulter, but
Still hasn't really addressed the actual the elephant in the room of the actual situation that's actually being called out for. She just, at the moment, you know, it's just only the rabbit shit.
at least I didn't kill rabbits. No, he also did address the black eye situation, the phone allegation.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, Chad. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
You know, and you know what? Sometimes I also throw my phone to the bed, right? And it does bounce. I mean, I've never hit anyone with it enough to cost him a black eye, but I mean, the precision for the phone to bounce off the bed and hit her in the eye is crazy.
Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, you know, a lot of she does pull out like a lot of receipts or so about the texting.
Dude. Mizkif when he
Apparently
sees
that's
the
what I
girl
heard.
crying. What is this?
She brought.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
God.
We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
I mean, so it is true. I guess it is confirmed.
Yeah.
The essay, the part where he forcefully put his hands down her pants. I guess he does confirm that. I don't know why you thought it was a good idea to be like, yeah, guys, I might have essayed her, but she kills bunnies. Okay. I mean, that would have been useful like 2 years ago.
That is pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie, to be honest.
So the bunnies could have been saved. Like, I know this video and this whole situation is going to be extremely controversial. Like, there's going to be people divided, people fighting, bro sexually.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is going to be a pretty divided situation, because it's a lot of like he said, she said with like actual like physical proof or so, right? Because now it's kind of like moving towards that time or so where it's just like, because you know there is that fan base, that specific hardcore fan base of his, right, that probably doesn't believe Emeru whatsoever. You know, she's like, oh, you know, it's a woman or so, you know, she's throwing out allegations, but where's the proof and everything, you know?
Assaulted her and is trying to act like what he did was okay by saying he thought she
but the problem is for God's sakes, look, there is that hardcore fan base that will literally like still follow him till the ends of the earth, because there literally are crazy people at the end of the day on the internet. So I'm just saying, you know, for God's sakes, we have Cinder coming back with like stronger than ever, you know, and she has that strong core fan base, you know. Yeah, Hassan too as well, on top of that with the whole dog thing, you know. So no one dares goes against Emeru, the queen of wholesomeness, especially after all the things that have happened recently. So yeah, that's the only thing. Fame definitely got to his head. Mizkif is on the how he used to feel in regards to his then girlfriend Maya's surpassing him in views.
It.
I think Muji for showing the old clip. I'll take a look at it later.
Nobody's actually explaining how the interaction
at
was
the end.
SA. She allowed the kiss. He makes the move. He backs off once, realized he wasn't okay with it. I mean, you're forgetting here that she was crying. She probably allowed a kiss because they were dating, right? But then going from that to what happened afterwards, it's like, it's a massive jump, especially in that context. Now, like I said, it's hard. This is a he said, she said situation. I guess you could be like, well, who's the least shitty of the two? And I think in this situation, it is Emeru. I mean, this doesn't make you look any better, Mizkif. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, Mizkif is a goat. Yeah, let's forget about that. He did nothing wrong. It's like, no. Let's not go that far. Anyways, I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more updates regarding this situation.
Of course.
And I'll be sure to cover them. Like the video, subscribe, and I'm out.
Is it? Yeah, because like at the end of the day, Mizkif is probably the more he has been in more bad behaviors compared to compared to freaking compared to Miss Emeru.
Oh, this is a
context. Emeru exposed how Mizkif was abusive and controlling.
Yeah, here's the entire, like, these are the entire screenshots that I heard that she came with receipts or something like that.
Every move during their relationship. Well, people literally found the exact moment on stream she was talking about.
Yeah, this is the Rust
I check
stream.
my Discord messages and he's messaging me. You know, I'm gonna kill myself. Basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him.
Yeah, I've seen this. Well, when he not blocking or so. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see like the different, like this different viewership. I think I only saw it or so when it was like when he had a little bit more and then she had a little bit less, and then it went up to like 23 or so, 23k when she had 23k, and then went down to 19k or something like that. Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Alright, chat. I'll see you guys later. Probably tonight, if not tomorrow.
What does unofficial Mizraid mean?
Basically, Mizkif ended his stream because he had lower viewership and his chatters joined Emiru's stream, while he was messaging her that he wanted...
It could be the reason. It could be because like the reason why is because they share the same community. That's number one, right? To get another point of perspective, point of view of someone else's Rust stream. Because at the end of the day, maybe he's not. Well, there are two things, right? Number one, they share the same community. Number two, they probably don't find him entertaining compared to Emiru and what Emiru is doing, right? I don't know what Mizkif was doing during his Rust stream. All I can see is like him fishing, basically like that. And then Emiru, at least from like Emiru's point of view, she was probably, you know, seeing this right here, right? She's doing more things compared to him. That could also be a thing too as well.
Mizkif be creepin'.
Nothing is enough for these people. Nothing is enough for them. Hey, Undead. Yeah, that's what I said. It's a collab stream. Emmy is a better gamer than Miz and Asmon combined. Makes sense why people want to see her. Now. Don't be saying that to Asmongold, okay? Asmongold likes to beat himself over the wall or so to be good.
Messaging her that he wanted to zap himself.
Messaging her while she's live.
All acting like we haven't murdered, like we haven't pillaged.
You hear it?
Jesus.
You see her trying to keep it together. You
What the fuck is that noise? Holy shit, that's such a meaty fucking sound, dude.
Hear it? You see her trying to keep it together. He's slamming the door.
Go to the restroom real quick.
I'm stuck in here. Okay.
So just scared. Yeah.
I actually downloaded her VOD and confirmed how she left for 20 minutes, then came back completely overwhelmed because that schizo was spamming her, saying he wanted to kill himself while punching her door, all because she had higher viewership.
Jesus.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna log out for now, but I'll probably come back later.
This is when she stopped.
And if not, tomorrow my
That's
normal
wild.
time.
Which she didn't do. Yeah, I actually kept going back and forth slamming the door because you didn't get big enough for that. Yeah. Man.
Like we haven't pillaged.
I'm ashamed.
Well, you can see, bro, look at this. You can see the door vibrate too as well.
We haven't pillaged.
Look at the fucking door vibrating and everything. That's crazy, dude. Oh my god, man, that's terrifying to hear that.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Mizkif...
Now I didn't hear about the clothes part, okay? Like she threw clothes at him. I didn't hear about that. I just only heard about the plushie thing. That's damn. As I can I hear that one more time again? I did not hear that one, to be honest.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched.
That's crazy. What gave war? The question is, right? There has to be a reason why she threw clothes at him and plushies at him. What's the reason? Why? You don't just start throwing shit at somebody unless you did something to them, okay? To begin with. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not forget about this, okay? All right?
Punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
How the fuck? Why does that justify you punching the wall or slamming the door or anything like that just because, you know, she threw a plushie at you or a freaking piece of clothing that she has? Clothes and dangerous coat. Man probably got cuts from them. My Kraylee emotes are gone. My subscription went out. Oh no. Hey Pillow. This guy has an ego issue. That's the problem with people don't having friends or so, to always check on them, you know, or keep them down below. But funny enough about it, for me, I will never have a massive ego because I've always been living in a shitter all the time. So
Mizkif waited the literal second our dear Voldemort went offline to start streaming, so I'm gonna include one of the Phase Boys' reactions. It's literally perfect.
But Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Wait, no, I gotta be getting trolled. Wait, I'm not even kidding. Is this a joke? Did I just hear him say she threw a plushie at her?
that's crazy to be seeing that. Man is trying to make excuses for his actions. Yep, he is trying to make excuses for his actions. Of course, Asmongold reacted to this. WestJet reacted to this too. Him and just dropped the Mizkif files. That's crazy, to be honest. Yeah, he went live the same minute Asmongold went off. Really? That's kind of a little bit odd in my personal opinion. That's a little bit weird. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of shit's been happening. Not gonna lie, I smell Google Docu. Nah, the video's been out right now. She dropped the video. Emeru dropped the video. She didn't do no Google Docu for this. He made himself the biggest clown to save Hassan. Did he? Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, to be honest. Hazu already knows. Hazu already knows the drill. He just wanted to make sure all the Asmon audiences was in his chat. I see. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Of course, there's gonna be more to it in the next coming days, so I'll try to see when I can get this uploaded. If I can get this uploaded tomorrow, we can definitely get this one uploaded tomorrow, but yeah. Anyways, that is crazy. Honestly, a lot of shit has been happening with the whole TwitchCon thing that has been happening, the whole VTuber stuff that has been happening, Ludwig going back on the leash for Hassan, which is still kind of funny. And then the whole entire thing too as well. And then apparently sexual assault also happening as well. So there's a lot of shit that's been happening. Apparently the girl was banned. The one apparently some streamer was holding down a dude or so. The guy didn't consent or so for a lap dance or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that. And apparently she only got in trouble or banned for 1 day. And then that's kind of like generally it. So, yeah. Bet Miz was punching them walls when he couldn't join the phase party or event. Probably. That could probably be the thing as well. Like I said, there's a lot of shit that has been happening the past couple of days. So I probably won't be able to tackle everything. But this is probably the one thing, you know, I don't personally agree with, like, you know, if she was crying or so. If my significant other was crying in bed, the last thing I would fucking do is fucking grab his wiener and fucking try to get him turned on or something, you know, if my man was like, you know, if my man was like fucking crying or something, if something bad happened, you know, or, you know, or if my girlfriend was doing something bad or so, you know, that'd be the last thing I would do is fucking go in her pants or so and do that shit, you know? I would just, number one, I would hold them and ask them if everything is okay or anything like that, you know? And be like, are you okay? You all right? Do you want me to comfort you? Let's just cuddle for a little bit, you know? Let's watch some videos together, you know? Let's just spend time with each other for the meantime until, you know, you're doing A-okay instead of like whatever he did or someone decided to, you know? Besides Mizkif trying to go into her pants, you know? Because I'm like, that's pretty jarring at the end of the day. Like, why would you do that? That's just weird, man. That's just odd, you know? That's gonna get us out of the sadness, something like that. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And yeah, there's probably gonna be more coming out later in the future. Probably other content creators are probably gonna be coming out talking about it, and probably maybe some Google Docs on this situation itself. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised, or other people making videos on it specifically. So yeah. Anyways. That's the end of the video, and peace.